Hello.
Guten Tag.
Um, I was gonna try to go da, da, da. I didn't feel like it though.
No, we might get sued by Disney.
Oh, we might because Jesus Christ, we all know this franchise has gone places. But hello, everyone.
Excuse me, I just had to take a shot. Yeah, shitty places.
Yeah. Well, here we are today to talk about places that aren't so shitty.
Oh, when Star Wars was actually good and everyone was united?
That hasn't happened since the '80s with Star
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh man. But yeah, we are going to talk about the original Star Wars trilogy today. Oh boy. I think the
Oh,
first time I saw these movies, I was like 3.
I don't even remember the first time I saw these movies. They just always been.
Yeah, basically.
Especially with our family.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I've always known Star Wars. I've always known Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Darth Vader. All of these
Yeah,
things have just always been part of my DNA.
yeah, pretty much as soon as we popped out.
Yeah,
All
pretty
right,
much.
we were hell. Like, all right, here's what you need to know.
Oh,
Darth
yeah.
Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. Empire bad. Rebels good.
We were just born with that in our DNA, yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
These movies are such a iconic cultural phenomenon that nothing we say could really do them justice.
At least these first three.
Yeah. Well, the first 3 are the only trilogy of Star Wars movies that are universally loved.
The prequels are getting love.
Oh, they're only getting love because of young people who have nostalgia for them.
Hey, fuck you.
I tell me I'm wrong.
At least that trilogy had a plan.
Yeah, it's not a well executed plan, but it's something.
No, but Dave Filoni kind of vindicated the prequels.
I don't know if I don't think the prequels have been validated personally.
It's pretty much in consensus they've been validated.
I don't know if I agree with that. Just because something else is bad doesn't make the previous thing good.
No, but now we have the better picture thanks to like Clone Wars and all that stuff.
I still don't think you should have to use that as an argument.
Well, to each their own.
But the story of the Star Wars movies, generally speaking, we're not going to go plot beat by plot beat like we always do. It's just 3 fucking movies. I don't have the patience for all that.
And really, you all know what they're about.
If you haven't seen Star Wars, where the hell have you been?
Seek help.
Honestly.
At least the first 6.
Generally speaking, the story of the original Star Wars trilogy follows a young man named Luke Skywalker. He's the protagonist, and I don't think you can ever really argue that. He's a young kid who lives on a planet, Tatooine, who's raised by his aunt and uncle because he was dropped off there because his parents are dead, allegedly. We'll get there.
Look at that. It's already a Disney film before Disney bought it.
Yeah. And, through some crazy hurdles, he ends up coming across Han Solo, Leia Organa, who's the princess of the planet Alderaan, which is blown up by a fucking space station. And our main antagonist,
They had it coming.
Who really the entire first 6 movies kind of revolve around, is Darth Vader. You could argue that the story of the first 6 Star Wars movies is really Vader's story.
What do you mean argue? It is.
I mean, it really is.
There's no arguing about that.
Initially, you're meant to think he's the last of the Jedi, or the last of that kind. He's not, but we'll get there. Because I don't think the term Sith was even established yet at this point.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. It was. They filmed it in New Hope. They mentioned he is a Sith, but they cut it out.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw the scene the other day.
I don't think they ever say the term Sith at all in the original Star Wars trilogy.
No, but sorry, I'm kind of eating because I didn't get lunch today.
You hear about things like the Clone Wars, stuff that happened in the past, but they're just kind of
But the idea of the Sith was always there.
Huh, interesting. Then you were also introduced to Ben Kenobi, who's really Obi-Wan Kenobi, who was apparently
the best character.
who was apparently trained by Yoda, who is an elderly Jedi who lives on another planet. Dagobah. Apparently,
No.
he was trained by Yoda, according to this movie. So we're gonna roll with that till we get to the prequels.
Well, from a certain point of view.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But the real conflict in this whole trilogy really is Luke and Darth Vader, because if you don't know by now, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but Darth Vader is actually Anakin Skywalker.
Dun, dun, dun!
Which at the time, I think blew everybody's freaking minds.
It did.
There was no, as far as I know, there was no hint to that.
Well, look at, when did the first one come out? 76?
77, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah, 77, 80, 80. It's 77, 80, 83.
From 77 to 1980, everyone just thought Darth Vader's a dick that killed Luke Skywalker's father and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then you just see this and like, what?
Yeah, dude, even when I was a kid, when I first saw it, I was like, what?
I didn't have it because I just already knew.
Well, I didn't when I first saw them. So screw you.
By the way, which versions did we see? Did we see the originals or the special editions?
Special editions weren't out when I first saw them.
I don't even remember. So,
Uncle Petey from the Bucktooth Gremlin showed me them on VHS before the special editions came out.
I don't remember.
Well, you're younger than me.
Fair.
But this also leads to Luke becoming a Jedi, becoming a master of his craft after being a whiny brat.
Oh my god, he's annoying in the first one.
There is a giant leap between
each film.
Between his Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi persona. Like, how did that become that? Like, how did that happen? There's just this giant leap. And so something these trilogies really well is the friend dynamic between Luke, Han, and Leia. They feel like an actual group of friends of the sequel trilogy failed at.
Any excuse to mock the sequels, we here at the From the Shelf will take.
But there's tension there because Han likes Leia. Leia's like avoiding her advances and makes out with Luke. But there's also supporting cast members like Chewbacca the Wookiee, C-3PO, and R2-D2.
C-3PO sucks.
He's the butler. You leave him alone.
He sucks.
You have a butler and a trash can. Those are your droids.
I would have sold C-3PO for money. And it's what does 3PO do? Throughout all these films, what does he do?
Stuff.
R2 at least does things. What does 3PO do?
Sell toys.
Yeah, because every kid's rushing to get a C-3PO toy.
I mean, I wanted all the toys when I was a kid.
C-3PO does nothing.
He's a robot. But you also have the cool ship, the Millennium Falcon. You have the Death Star, and then you have the real evil, the Emperor. I'm not going to say his name yet because it's not mentioned in the original trilogy.
Dude, how awesome is the Millennium Falcon?
It's the fastest ship in the galaxy, the Kessel Run, which you don't ever see. I don't give a fuck what Disney tries to tell me.
Okay, Solo wasn't that bad.
I hated Solo.
It's better than the sequels.
Oh god, I don't know if I agree with that. I was able to finish the sequels. I couldn't finish Solo.
I can finish Solo soberly. I can't with the sequels.
Yeah, god. Solo's fucking horrible. Fucking throw Darth Maul in there. Anyway. That's for another day. It's for another day.
Yeah, because I have where does that fit in timeline with Clone Wars and Rebels?
I don't. No.
I don't. Yeah, me either. That's the only part I'm like, wait, what?
But one of the biggest arcs of this trilogy is Luke is trying to redeem his father. He's trying to make him see you're not this evil douchebag. Well,
there are really only two arcs throughout this trilogy. Is we got to stop the Empire, and Luke wants to redeem Vader.
Yeah, one's very personal. One is saving the galaxy.
Affects us all.
You also have Lando Calrissian, who's another. He's Billy D. Williams.
How can you hate Billy D. Williams?
I mean, he gave his friends up to Darth Vader.
He had no choice.
Well, we don't know what Vader threatened him with.
Oh, he probably threatened him big time.
And let me tell you something. I will die on this hill. Darth Vader is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, villains in cinema history. Fight me.
I'm not fighting you. I agree.
Oh my God. He's got
you don't fuck with Vader.
He's got such this evil presence, and it's just like, okay, I don't want you. He's like Sephiroth. Like,
no, he really is. Especially that scene in freaking
Empire's where he's at his high point. I don't care.
Oh, I argue Empire or that last scene in fucking Rogue One.
Oh yeah. Well, Vader. It's funny because Vader's not technically the main villain, but he basically is.
But again, I go back from 77 to 80. You thought Vader was the big bad.
Well, even in the original Star Wars, he took orders from Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, he did. I think Tarkin's the only one in the Empire Vader actually respected.
Well, you know what it is, too? That was technically Grand Moff Tarkin's ship.
True.
So Vader was probably like, to be clear, Vader can kill Tarkin and everybody in that room. But he doesn't. But he doesn't.
Was Vader stationed to the Death Star, or was he just kind of there?
He was just kind of overseeing it.
Okay.
And so it's really Tarkin's ship. But
yeah.
Vader is a lot more active in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
In the entire trilogy, that's the only one you could argue, or no matter what you say, Vader is the main villain of that movie.
Oh, Vader is on top of the world in that film.
Oh, dude, he's just choking people out when they fail. He's like, you know what? Nope, I'm not dealing with your bullshit. You failed, you die. Oh, then we get Boba Fett, who does nothing, and people love him for some reason. Okay.
You don't mess with the Fett.
He doesn't do anything.
He really doesn't.
He's just there.
But he looks so cool.
Honestly, his father does more, but we'll get to that in the prequel trilogy.
But he looks so cool.
He's such a fanboy character. Doesn't he first show up in the fucking holiday special?
Yep.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Because I ain't ever watched.
It's garbage. Pure garbage.
Fucking Ewoks.
They're not. No, it's Wookiees.
Oh,
you spend their whole time with Wookiees, no subtitles. They're just growling and grumbling. The Grandpa Wookiee jerks off in it to this porn. There's random cartoons, Jefferson starships there for some reason.
They also crossed over in the Muppet Show.
They did cross over the Muppet Show. Now that's actually good.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
They also did something with Donnie Marie. Lucas was pretty much whoring his product out during the early days of Star Wars.
Let me call a spade here. George Lucas is not a good writer. He is absolutely not a good writer.
Nor is it, or a good director. No, he's a good writer. He's a good world builder. Dialogue, no, he's not good at that.
You know, his dialogue is terrible, but he is very imaginative.
He's great at world building and marketing.
Oh god, but his dialogue and all four of the Star Wars movies he directs, the dialogue's terrible.
Oh, dude, it was to the point where Mark Hamill there was a line. I don't know the whole thing about it. I don't know it for B, but Mark Hamill literally said, "George, who talks like this?"
He's right. That's why I think Empire and Return are so well regarded, because they're just much better.
Okay, here's the thing with Return. We spent way too fucking long on Tatooine.
You're not wrong, but the parts in Return
are really good.
But dude, the parts that in the Return of the Jedi that are good are through the freaking roof. Like the battle on the Death Star between Luke and Vader. Oh my god,
solid. Oh, dude, the Emperor, all the Emperor scenes. Honestly, anything involving Vader and the Emperor in Return of the Jedi are. Don't touch. You don't have to touch it. No, it's good.
That one scene where Luke's looking at Vader and half his face is light and half his face is dark. Just chef's kiss.
Oh god, yes. Just Luke's freak out from the choreography to the music to the acting.
Now, chef's kiss. There is no form or grace to Luke's fighting. He's just swinging it like a fucking bat.
Well, no, yeah, absolutely not. Vader's just kind of stumbling around because, well, Luke's going way faster than the robotics can handle.
I was thinking Darth Vader's a cyborg, so.
Yeah.
But
what's interesting about that fight is, would you say Vader and Luke in Return of the Jedi are pretty even?
So in Empire Strikes Back, absolutely freaking not.
No, Vader's just messing with him. He's just toying with him.
Vader could have killed Luke whenever he wanted.
The second it started, that started, you could easily tell how in control Vader is with his lightsaber, and how Luke is just like just swinging it like a bat.
Well, so in terms of raw power, Vader is probably still more powerful than Luke, but Luke's improved quite a bit to where he could hold his own.
But what's interesting about that... Oh, go ahead.
I think if Vader had just not said anything about Leia, who is Luke's sister, I forgot to mention that, I think Vader might have still been able to beat him.
Well, here's the thing about that fight. You got two very powerful Sith and Jedi fighting each other, but neither one of them wants to kill the other.
Luke does not want to kill Vader, and
Vader doesn't want to kill him. Vader doesn't want to kill him. So they're both kind of just like, I don't want to say half-assing it with each other, but they kind of are.
So the thing about Empire, the whole reason Vader wants to betray the Emperor...
Well, it's just the Sith way.
No, there's more to it. The Emperor lied to him about his kid being dead.
Oh, absolutely. And no one talks about that.
And once Vader found out, he was like, okay.
Okay, you lied to me for about 20 years?
He's like, all right, fuck this guy. I'm going to take him out.
I mean, to be fair, Anakin was always wanting to betray the Emperor. It's always been in the back of his head.
But now that he found out my son's alive.
He's like, all right, hey, come on, son. Let's do this.
I don't think Vader knew until the end that he had two kids.
No, he didn't know he had two. As soon as he says sister,
he was like, oh, I have two of them.
Just the way James Earl Jones said it, there's like a surprise in his tone of voice.
Oh my God, James Earl Jones does the voice.
Yeah, we gotta mention James Earl Jones. He makes Vader come alive.
And here's the thing: Vader doesn't have a freaking face. He's a guy in a mask, and just by the way James Earl Jones voiced him, you can tell what he's feeling.
Well, just a combination of David Prowse's physical performance, because that's the man who's in the suit.
Mm-hmm. Like at the end,
and James Earl Jones' voice. Now, I don't know if they had any interactions with each other to discuss how we're going to do this, or I mean, I know there's footage of David Prowse doing the lines that James Earl Jones says.
They're very that very well could be it. Is that he talked in the mask while filming it, and then James Earl Jones dubbed over it.
Oh well, yeah, because Lucas like, I don't like his voice.
What was I gonna say? You could also tell at the end when Vader does save Luke. Just camera work alone, he's not saying a frickin' word. Shut your fucking mouth. He's not saying a word.
It ruins it.
You can tell without him saying anything. He's conflicted.
You can see the pieces of the puzzle coming together. Like you literally see it.
This is
again. That just goes to show David Prowse's physical performance. You can see Vader's exhausted, hunched over. And it's like, fuck it.
And he just it's after his arm's been sliced off, by the way.
So basically, he's holding the Emperor one-handed.
Oh yeah, no, he's done. And somehow talk about that when we get to episode 9. Now
I wonder, is that the robotic strength, or was Anakin just that strong?
I think it was more he was determined to save his son.
That's the adrenaline kicking in.
But listen, are these movies cheesy at times?
Yes.
Are they?
Oh, just watch episode 4 for Max Cheese. I mean, for God's sakes, the Empire's defeated by fucking Care Bears.
Yeah, that's really dumb. I don't give a fuck. That's really dumb.
I mean, I like the Ewoks, but I was like, Really? Really?
Like, honest to God, easily Empire Strikes Back's the best of
Easily.
easily. The parts in 3 that are good are better than the parts in 4, but 4 is overall more solid than 6, I think.
I agree as a film. However, it's still the one I watched the least.
Oh, the original? Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And also Obi-Wan, the guy hated his life. The guy who played Obi-Wan.
It's kind of funny. Alec Guinness hated the role. He hated that he was known for it. Apparently, from what I've read, he loathed every minute of it. And then you have Grand Moff Tarkin,
who just embraced it.
He embraced it. He fucking loved it. He loved talking about it when he was alive.
Now, I want to say all of the actors, and at least the main 3, all went on to have pretty prolific careers, especially Harrison Ford.
Oh, God, Harrison Ford had the best career at all, though. Everyone.
Mark Hamill's a very prominent voice actor. I think he was he Fire Lord Ozai?
He is. He's Ozai.
Of course,
there's no other actor that's played Fire Lord Ozai.
And of course, we all know him as the Joker.
Well, naturally, yeah.
He's got such a prolific voice acting career. It's insane the amount of voice roles he's done.
I think he was just in the latest Miyazaki film.
I think he voiced Chucky at one point too.
I think, yeah, in the remake.
Yeah, I think he was Chucky. Carrie Fisher had also a pretty prolific career. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Wasn't the last movie she did before she died? The Last Jedi.
Yuck.
Oh God. But this has blown up into a media franchise that honestly needs to fucking die.
I don't think die. Go away for a little bit. You remember Star Wars films used to be an event.
Well, because you had the first trilogy, and then what? 16 years later, it came back.
Yeah, they brought them back for the special editions.
And then you had the new trilogy.
And you had the prequels, which,
say what you want about them, they followed the same sort of formula where they were broken up by 3 years each.
And it was a literal event. I mean, because let's be honest, Lucas knew what to do. This is something you can't overexpose.
But now with Star Wars, now Disney, you had Episode 7, then Rogue One, and then fucking Episode 8, and then fucking Han Solo, and then Episode 9. You have show after show after show after show after show.
Just do it, Jeff. Before you do it, Chad, you sold it. You sold it. Yes. You patented it, you packaged it, and you're selling it. Well,
now I don't mind having video games, comic books, and stuff like that,
or books in general.
Or books, but now we have so much visual media in our faces.
The market's oversaturated.
Yeah, they were trying to turn Star Wars into Marvel, but they're not the same.
The same thing happened. Literally, the same things happened. What the downfall of Marvel and Star Wars is beat for being the same.
I think with Marvel, at least, they're going to start stepping back. I think
Iger pretty much says, "Yeah, no, we need to stop this."
Because there's too much. Marvel thrived on 2 movies, maybe 3 a year, that all led into Thanos, and now we've got throw darts at the board and see what lands.
And that's pretty much it. Again, it's poetry. It rhymes. Disney Star Wars and Disney Marvel met the same fate. It's literally the same thing.
It is.
Beat for beat.
But geez, I cannot overstate my love for the original Star Wars trilogy.
My love for the original 6.
I won't go that far, but
I will. Like it or not, those are our Star Wars films, Frankie.
I watched the originals first. Fuck you.
Now, just saying, those are the ones that came out in theaters when we were kids.
Technically, the re-releases came out before the prequels.
Clever devil.
I have I need to get Darth Vader, put it on display or something. I have very little Star Wars merchandise.
An Obi-Wan Kenobi figure would be cool.
I think there's a figure art of him. I think I gotta look into
Episode 1, 2, or 3.
I don't know.
Because if I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna go with Episode 3. Obi-Wan.
It's probably the show, if I'm honest, which I haven't seen. But
well, stuff like Obi-Wan and Vader are good. Unfortunately, you have the activist culture forced into it, but whatever.
That's a story for another day. What else? What else do I need to say about Star Wars? Jesus Christ. Fuck. George Lucas, you made a big old franchise, buddy, and now it's bleeding the world dry. So thanks.
Can we just stop and realize that the fact that Yoda, the most powerful Jedi, is voiced by Fozzie Bear?
Yeah, he's talking frog. But that's sinking.
I think originally George wanted Jim to do it.
Jim Henson, really?
Yeah, but I think Jim was too busy with Dark Crystal, so he's like, "How about Frank?"
Yoda, I didn't know Yoda was Fozzie Bear.
Wait, you didn't realize Frank Oz puppeteered and voiced Yoda?
I don't know enough about Muppets to know that was Fozzie Bear.
That's Fozzie Bear, Grover. That's like half the Muppets.
I'm not into the Muppets like that.
That's just common knowledge, though.
It isn't if you don't care about the Muppets.
How can you not care about the Muppets?
I don't care about the Muppets.
You're fucking cynical.
I might be. I just started a war with the Bucktooth Gremlins.
Why did you start a war? Wait, what did you do?
I talked about hating the Muppets. Now they're going to come after me.
Well, I think more so Petey.
I'm about to have to write a diss track.
Okay. Are you going to go all Kendrick on them?
Kendrick. I might.
You're going to ruin their careers.
Yes. Yeah, God. Oh, boy. So that
in no way dated this episode.
Nope.
No way dated this.
Nope. I wanted to have this done on May the 4th, but I was on vacation.
Yeah, how dare you take a vacation?
Yeah, I know, right? Screw me.
Yeah, right? You don't get to have breaks.
So we will not be doing Star Wars again until next May.
Yes.
So look forward to that. But shit. Anthony, what else do you have to say about Star Wars?
It's good. Lord of the Rings is better.
Oh, you're he just started a war with the whole internet. Jesus.
Come at me, Greedo. I will shoot first.
Oh god. Okay, you know what? No, before we go, we have to talk about
We have to talk about the special edition changes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Why can't you just leave well enough alone?
Well, because films are never finished.
So Greedo shot first?
Well, I don't want Han to be a merciless killer, okay?
One of your biggest storylines is the redemption of Anakin Skywalker, who is a fucking genocidal maniac.
Yes, well, Han Solo's a good guy through and through.
No, he's not.
He's not. Han Solo is not a good person when we first see him.
Han Solo's a douche.
He's a dick.
And then making fucking
hell, I won't even say he's a good he's not a good person until Return of the Jedi.
He's really not. And then
he's still trying to get out of this shit by Empire.
And you just got Vader saying no before he saves Luke. Like,
oh, even more bullshit in Jabba's fucking palace.
That was ridiculous.
All the extra creatures on Tatooine it was so unnecessary.
Honestly, my favorite part about the special editions is that there's an episode of South Park where Randy goes and sees leaves in his front yard, and he goes like, "No!"
But that's not from the special. That's from Revenge of the Sith.
Listen, it was funny.
But it had nothing to do with the special editions.
But the special edition came out before.
They did actually make fun of the special editions when Spielberg and Lucas just kept editing. When Spielberg edited E.T. to replace the guns with walkie-talkies.
And they added, weren't they raping him? Isn't that what happened? Or no, they were raping.
That was after King with the Crystal Skull, in which, oh boy, you think that George Lucas and Spielberg raped Indiana Jones? What do you see what Disney did, guys?
Oh god. So next time, what are we doing?
Is it my go?
I don't freaking know. I lost track.
I don't even know who's supposed to go now.
Fuck it, we're gonna do Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I just rewatched all three of those movies, and I want to talk about
it. Oh, dude, like the first one's the weakest of that trilogy, in my opinion.
Weakest doesn't mean bad, you fuck.
No, it doesn't mean bad. I'm just saying.
I literally just watched all 3 of those, and I want to talk about them.
So random, but okay.
They're so good. Anyway, next time we're going to talk about a monkey taking control of the world.
Mojo Jojo?
Yes.
Cool.
Anywho, next time will be Rise of the Planet of the Apes, guys, because the 4th one is on its way.
It's already out, I think.
It comes out on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So, we'll be talking about monkeys next time.
Monkey!
Until then, may the Force be with you.
Cool.